this little shelter will just keep the rain off the pump. It'll keep the pump out of the sun. And I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to do a little bit. My arm is not very good, so I'm going to try. Why did he put all them sticks there? Watch previous video, I explain a little bit of composting. So some of these sticks have been down there for 10 years and they're rotting, but very slow because they're down deep and they don't get enough oxygen. So some of them are rotting higher up, but that's good filler for, just look at the, you know, that's a shovel full of dirt that you don't have to put in there. So I fill the bottom half of the planter with that. I'm not putting the logs that were around here because ants do get in the other logs. I've had ants in them. Now I have plastic on the new ones. I did not have on the old ones here. So maybe that will help prevent that, but I have ant spray that if you notice ants around your logs, then just, you know, spray the ends of your logs where they're bothering them. And, you know, you're not spraying your garden, you're just applying a little bit of spray that they don't like. Or you can put out icing sugar, borax, different things that different people use. It helps to get rid of them, and it's all natural. There's quite a few different things that's more natural for using. Some of them don't work very good, but, you know, you don't want your planters totally full of ants, otherwise the ants are going to cut your wood apart, whatever you have in there for wood. But so that's kind of what you see. The whole bottom of this pile is full of sticks, rocks, as I was cleaning up the yard. So, you know, when I was doing the yard 10 years ago and just where was I going to pile all this stuff, and I thought, well, I'm going to just put it here in some rows. If I get time, I'll build planters, and that's what I did. And you know, I had a lot of raking to do, and my wheelbarrow wasn't very good. So you get all this stuff done. There was 3 planters here, and I tore these out last year and picked through, and so I seeded this last fall. Actually seeded it in September, and this is all nice green. I seeded it pretty thick, and thought, you know, as some winter kills, it does, but it'll get a start. And I didn't think it would all winter kill, and it's actually coming pretty good. Ground's firming up, dogs ran across it, cats have came and dug in it a time or two, but they're pretty good. So yeah, it should come in pretty thick. So where these ones are, this is all going to disappear over the next couple of weeks, or maybe a month, I don't know, but I got to get these 2 out of here in the next week or 10 days. So let's get to all this bottom fill stuff for that planter and get moving. the rest I should be able to do with a shovel. So spread the big pieces down in the bottom. So yeah, that helps big time. You don't have to put as much good dirt in there and get it all fixed up. And you see some pretty big chunks. Some of them pieces are been laying in the ground 10 years buried down there, 11 years, and yeah, they're rotting, but you know, some of them are actually pretty hard yet. Just never got wet enough and all that good stuff. So good compost and good filler. Oh. Well, it's a little cloudy today, but one more load, we'll get her cleaned up. Just trying to scoop and not get any grass roots, because I do have some quack grass around here in the grass. So any green spots, I cut a little grass with the shovel, so I'm trying to stay to the center of the pile, because there was no quack grass growing in the top of my planters. So I just want to make sure that I don't wind up shoveling some roots in. So some nice dirt. I'm going to go get this off. A little more building. I'm just setting up my pump here. Got to make a little bit of a shelter. Here we got some really nice strawberry rhubarb coming. Gonna have to dig some of this up and move it because it's getting too thick. But anyways, back to what we're trying to do here. My scatterbrain. I just my hammer, my little hammer. I just want to keep a cover over it so that it keeps the sun off. That pump's got to cool. So that's just this is a 120 volt RV pump. The one I run in the house is 12 volt, same pump. I'm going to just get it all hooked up and get this all screwed together and show you where the rest of it goes. Well, again, we did some swedging down from 2-inch down to garden hose with a little creation. Get it done. So I have more here than I actually need. These are just quick, nice wing nut type threads. So they connect up pretty easy. There. Now get my garden hose. I got a big roll of it, and I have it connected with an end that'll go on the other side of the pump here. So there, I have a few feet. So and some different hose connections, clamps. I'm gonna be going to the greenhouse probably with it. It's coiling. Yeah, this little shelter will just keep the rain off the pump. It'll keep the pump out of the sun. And I can kick it on when I need. Oh, there. We'll have water coming out of there pretty quick. I'm just going to give them a little drink. We have some clouds there, and they're not really calling for rain. Actually, there's a fire north here. We got smoke and whatnot happening, so we possibly get a chance of showers a little later today. It just got really hot, so temperature came up fast, and that usually brews up some kind of a thunderstorm, so we'll see what happens. But there's water, and then we cut it off. I got a little leak back here. Got a little leak. So with pump plugged in there, looks like well, I guess that little pump uses 80 watts. That's not very much, not very much power. Well, I'll try and wet this down. I cleaned up this one planter and then leveled it all out and seeded grass so it can get germinated. So I just got to soak this up because the cats decided it was a nice place to come and dig last night. So I'm going to just soak it all up good, and hopefully once it's wet they'll stay out of it. So lots of grass seed in there. But that pump runs off the solar, no problem at all. Doesn't use that many watts. So I decided to change and put the tank over where it is and all that stuff, so I can actually run, I don't have to run the generator or anything to do my watering. So we'll just get the watering done and we'll catch you up here. Now I got that rigged, so we're pumping here. Water some of the grass over there that I planted, water the planter. And I just start the other big pump. You see we got water coming in, so we got 500 gallons there already. No, not quite. Should be just about the 600 by the time I shut the pump off. That big pumps pretty hard, even though it's restricted here a little bit because it's wedged down, and so it will suck the well dry. It's pumping, I don't know how many gallons a minute it really puts out. So I just pump in here, and this water, like I said, it's like the house, there's quite a bit of iron in it, and that don't hurt anything, but there is a couple of different types of salt in it, and so it's kind of globber salts or whatever, and you don't want too much in your soil. So if I pump lots, it helps to actually kind of clean it water up, and it hopefully won't affect the plants. If it does, I'll know that this tank can only be used for catchment from the roof. But for now, it works, so I just go jump on the rig and go shut the pump off. Well, we're gonna get some logs off, and then we're gonna get some dirt moved. Off to the burn pile. I think that's enough for this load. Oh, there's going to be another 2 loads there, maybe 3 loads. A lot of shoveling. I'm going to just take my time. I got quite a windstorm, but it's dry. We really need some rain. We got a fire going north west here, and the wind is coming, blowing it right towards us. So I hope wind dies down or they get a handle on that fire. A lot of smoke in the air, so it's carrying for quite a ways though. I think the fire is about 100 kilometers away or more. Sure, you can see what I'm digging here. I believe these are garlic chives. I've had them for years. They're pretty spicy, and they actually, a bunch of them winter killed. I think they got 2 root bound, and this year there's only a few coming, and they're coming a little late. Usually they start coming right shortly after the snow is gone. But I've dug down in here, and it's just a big massive root ball. There's a lot of live roots. There's like a lot of live roots, but they're so thick that I just don't think they, last year they didn't do very good. I had plenty for my own use, but I cut them just like green onions, and I'll dice them all up. They freeze very well. Just dice them up just like little green onions, ready for salad, and throw them in the freezer, and a year later you can take them out and they're just as green and nice, just like the day you cut them and threw them in there. But there's some pretty big crowns here. See, they're a lot like kind of a garlic head starting, and it just keeps multiplying and multiplying until the patch is kind of too root bound. So my plan was to take some of these over and put in that new planter. So I'm just going to stick them in here for right now, so their roots are happy with a little dirt. Kind of good day to play in the mud. Kind of ripped the back of my fingernail. But yeah, so they just separate into just like little green onions, sort of, you know. But we'll show you planting them a little bit later, because the planter's not full yet. But I got a good few in here. I got to throw a little more dirt over them roots and keep them happy. Well, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna pull the pins. Not too windy today. The sun is higher in the sky, so just pull the pins here. Can't do this when it's windy. There. And the lower. You can hold it there. I just got these safety pins, and just go to the lower position here for the summer. Sun's pretty high in the sky. I can actually take these bolts out and I can drop down one more hole, but I didn't bring a wrench up with me, so I'll do that later. But a square bit. I'll grab a square bit, take that screw out of there. I got a square bit on mine here. I'll just hand it to you. Watch the edges of this because it's really sharp. Okay. You should have seen me trying to measure, trying to put tape measure on there and measure. You freaking laughed at me. Now we're all on top of these screws.
We're over them yet.
We're over them.
Even if they're let go.
It's actually good.
Right on that.
Even if it's it's holding in the tin.
Yeah,
you missed
I missed it. I'll work from the top down.
And hopefully, I got more than. Whole divot and this divot for water to follow down. So I just go in, out, with a pencil to draw a line. Oh, there's another one.
That one's missing it. Oh, do you want me to put that one back in?
Oh,
Because I think it's just this one here. Because see how far it's over? This one should miss.
no, you can see it holding up. Your knee there, that 2 by,
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty. It sucked her down. She looks good. I think what we'll do here is just one Travis, because you see how, yeah. Oh yeah.